Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic. Off your
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Aha. Now him not done here, all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo.
Hello, the brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live, Maiyegun general live chat. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, liking it, sharing it, remember that you can also pick up the phone and call in just from the get-go. Sure you get. So you can call in and then make your own contribution. So the base of our conversation tonight is just the same lingering conversation around what happens if Peter Obi becomes the candidate of the ADC, the coalition. What happened if Atiku is the ADC coalition? Which of them? Some are even like proposing Atiku Obi. However, Atiku himself was on Arise TV yesterday to talk about the coalition, his fellow coalitionists, yeah, Peter Obi, Obidients, and the past as well as the future. Some of these conversations have started. Some of the conversations or his answers, right, to some of the questions have started generating their own controversies. While some are saying Atiku is so selfish that he just want to fulfill his probably lifetime ambition of becoming a president, like Kolu. When Kolu is more or less like just wanted to answer the title Mr. President. He's there right now anyway, right? Meanwhile, Atiku himself said, young leaders in Nigeria have actually failed. Many of them are running and ruining states in Nigeria today, and they're young. So he believes that there should be a leadership school for people who wants to lead Nigeria in the future. He was asked about zoning. One of the problems that scattered the PDP at the time, for this man's ambition. So he told Charles last night that this 2027 will be his last shot or last attempt running for president of Nigeria. And the Obidients are completely opposed to that. So the line is going to be open where you yourself can probably add your own perspective to this conversation. There will be more. But let us start with Atiku's interview yesterday, the one that will be the base for this convo, okay? And the probably can even project where this their coalition is headed. There are some other perspectives I'm going to also open along the line. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you have shared this, good, right? The number to call is right there on your screen. Use it, and you can be part of this conversation. So last night, Tifku becomes the guest of Charles at the Arise TV. This one.
Charles. And not only did you agree to do the interview, you insisted on coming to the studio to do it. So we appreciate that very much. Now, you've been a central figure in Nigerian politics for decades, and by the time the election comes around in 2027, you'll be 80. Respectfully, I mean, this may be your last realistic shot at the presidency. Does that make the stakes higher for you this time?
Certainly, yes, because the stakes are higher because I believe that will be my last outing. And
so that's incontrovertibly
that's incontrovertible.
Fact.
That
Okay.
Is.
Right. So beyond the fact that you have said conclusively that that'll be your last outing, why should Nigerians take that gamble on you now? Why should they believe that you represent the future and not the past?
I represent both the past and the future. Simply because we have seen various levels of leadership in the country, both young and old, and we're experiencing them. And I still believe that our expectations of the young leadership is below what we thought. And we believe, I personally believe, they require experience and they require tutelage from the older generation.
Yeah, but you don't have to be in power to give them that tutelage.
Sometimes you need to be.
I mean, you could be doing it now.
Yeah, sometimes you need to be, because what I was able to learn from President Obasanjo through his experience, I couldn't have learned it outside.
Right. But critics say you, Charles, and not only did you agree to do the interview.
So that was Atiku yesterday saying that this is going to be his last shot. And therefore, the idea of him stepping down for maybe Peter Obi does not occur at all. Because to him, using his age to disqualify him is not enough. Because those who were younger, they've not really fared well He even took a jibe at Igbere Jolantan. All right. But here, when he was probed further on this issue of leadership, that is it just after you left power that you realized that at the bar, sort of like a falling this much? So Atiku.
Full leadership at a number of states because they are being headed by inexperienced young men. Young men also require experience to be able to succeed.
But is it an individual thing or a systemic thing?
I think, to me, I will describe it as a systematic issue because we have had more failures in states than we even had at the federal level.
Because I'm wondering whether you're saying that the system only became broken when you were no longer in power.
Not necessarily, but when we did not have capable presidents with experience at the helm of affairs.
And when was that? I mean, everybody, to be fair, recognizes the time that you and Obasanjo were in office as a sort of golden era.
That's right.
After sort of the return to democracy. But what other time after that are you talking about?
For instance, let's take the era of after Umaru Yar'Adua, who started very well and was succeeded by Jonathan Goodluck. I know Jonathan Goodluck very well, a decent young man, but also inexperienced. That, I believe, attributed, to his failure to manage affairs of the country, particularly when he was faced with challenges. So these are the type of things that we, in fact, what I would like to see is real leadership training of our upcoming and young generation politicians. I wish I could introduce a leadership training.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, you own a university. I mean, you could.
Full leadership.
You could do that just now. You don't have to be president to do that. If you think Nigeria needs a leadership mentoring program and all that. So, Atiku on young leaders, why they shouldn't rule him out because of his age. Atiku will be 80 years old next year. And if he becomes your president, then he's going to be 84 by 2031. And like Kolu, he will ask for second term too. Then maybe if he gets it, it will now be like 88. So when he was told about the other younger people that he could have mentored, somehow, like, instead of putting himself out there again, it could be all of this through other people, the likes of El Rufaya, the Kaduna Little Finger, Gwagwansop, even Tambua, was mentioned. But Atiku was like, none of those people are as popular as him. None of them can put the same votes that he will pull from northern Nigeria. Basically, Atiku is the north. Now,
it's not like under Buhari, for example, where you had this massive vote that was constantly going to him.
Okay, can you tell me among the current leaders in the north who has more votes than I have?
Well, it depends on who has been running. I mean, you talked about different tiers of...
So, I mean, you are talking of figures like Tambuwal, you are talking like figures like Kwankwaso, and others, and Mayor Ruvais, and also the emerging political, figures. None of them has got that northern bloc vote as much as I have got.
But they also, people like Kwankwaso have the northern strategic vote, don't they?
Kano.
Yes, that's strategic.
Yeah. We concede that to him.
Right.
Yeah. That's why he's a leader in the coalition.
But you don't think that the absence of such a vote would affect you fundamentally?
But, the absence of it may affect, but even his own case, you can see how Kano is now split between himself and his former governor. So there is even a split in that.
Let's turn to the issue of zone.
Atiku. So this talking point, okay, that response in particular has generated a lot of reactions, because to them, why would you throw them like to the wolves like that? They were supposed to, you are actually supposed to speak as a unifier. But it seemed behind the scene, some of these guys are among those who are, in quotes, pressuring Atiku not to run so that it won't ruin the chance of these young northerners, the younger ones, from northern part of Nigeria, from running in 2031, because Obi had publicly pledged to run for just one term, just do 4 years and leave. So Atiku was, statistically, by the way, Atiku is right. None of these guys put enough, on record, none of them has put enough votes like Atiku. In 2019, against Boko, I think he himself and Obi then scored about 11 million or so, I think. Then in 2023, he was second. INEC said he's second, where he scored 6.9 or so million. Obi scored 6.1 million. So Kwakwanso scored about 1.2 million, and others have not really been tested in that regard. So statistically, but that's not the point. A lot of them are saying that this, at this time, if they really want to get rid of a Kolu, it would make sense, okay, for Atiku not to run. But Atiku is like, statistically, I have more votes than these people. Why should I? So he was asked about their coalition and consensus, although he said he's going to, well, step down for Obi if he's the consensus candidate and he will support him. Obi himself said anybody who becomes their consensus candidate, he will support him. But guess what? The Atikuluters, the Obedients, they disagreed with their bosses. The Obedients are like, if it is not Peter Obi, everybody should forget it, because they are not going to, support Atiku. Atiku's boys are saying the only pathway for Peter Obi to be president in Nigeria is for Atiku to be president, Obi to be vice president. This conversation, they don't tear themselves clothes. Well, this should be the genesis of that, because Atiku's response, okay? So this question is what triggered what I'm going to show you next. Coalition, consensus.
That emerges within the ADC coalition, would you step aside in the interest of unity?
No, it's not the issue of stepping aside, but would I support?
Right.
I think what would I say in the coalition is that we will, the first option would be to work out a consensus. If that doesn't, of course, emerge, then we go for direct president. I mean, I will support anybody who emerges.
Right. So either a consensus candidate, and that's the first option.
Yes, that's the first option as far as the party is concerned. We will aim at consensus. If we don't get it, then we go for elections.
Right. That sounds like something that will be terribly disputatious.
I don't expect we will get to that level, because we are dealing with really mature politicians and experienced politicians as well.
But you're also dealing with people with huge political ambitions.
Ambition, well, that's a different thing altogether. But we have all agreed that this is the way to save democracy in this country.
You now, of course, share that political space with figures like Peter Obi, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Rotimi Amechi, Nasir El-Rufai, Aminu Tambawal, and a host of others. I mean, some would say that this is not a partnership, this is a rivalry waiting to happen. Because if you ask many Nigerians, their concern is that this might collapse under the weight of competing ambitions.
No, Charles, clearly you can see that there is a generational progression there. So, I mean, if people of my generation don't get it, the people who may get it next may be the next generation. I mean, clearly you can see a generational structure there, and it's deliberate.
Right. If it comes down to one ticket, which ultimately it'll come down to, will you step aside for somebody like...
There is no question of stepping aside.
What I'm asking, I want to ask you a direct question now. If it comes down to that single ticket, Will you step aside for Peter if he's more popular? Yes or no?
I will step aside for any winner.
Right.
Yeah.
Including Peter.
Of course, if he is a contender, why not?
I mean, he was your vice presidential candidate, emerged.
You see that? So he dismissed Kwakwanso's relevance in the North. Then he dismissed Peter Obi's relevance when he said, if he is a contender. Everybody knows Peter Obi is a contender in your coalition. Obi himself has said that he is running, he is a contender. But you see, this statement got a lot of people talking on. But that's pretty much what I'm going to show you after this one I'm going to show you next. So it was asked about their zoning. Listen, what about the fact that your zoning issue is actually the reason why but that's not how he framed the question, okay? So Charles was asking that this issue of zoning, a northerner finished 8 years. A southerner is there now. Expected to also the South is expected to do 8 years. So do you not think going against this is also probably going to work against you? If you become the candidate, that means a northerner again wants to be president. So Atiku said, well, if you have to use number, the South has already ruled Nigeria for 18 years, still ruling, right? And the North has ruled less. So the argument about zoning is no longer applicable, but maybe when he becomes president, then he will now fix the zoning. The reason why he left the PDP in 2014 to go and form APC because of zoning, like, you know what I mean, in PDP then. But here is his answer, as Charles asked him.
That emerges seating him.
Full leadership at a number of states.
Turn to the issue of zoning. There is a strong argument rooted in Nigeria's informal power rotation that after a northern presidency, it is now the turn of the South to lead. So why are you seeking to run in 2027? Are you going against that principle, or do you believe zoning no longer matters?
No, I think it is an error or a mistake to say that there is an agreement on issue of zoning in Nigeria. Let me tell you, the only political party that has zoning provision in its constitution is the PDP. All the rest don't have. So if anything, all the other political parties are borrowing or learning from PDP's zoning formula.
But you agreed with that zoning formula. I mean, you were the vice president.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree with the zoning formula.
So why do you disagree with it now?
Wait a moment.
Yeah.
But if you are talking about zoning formula in the PDP, and it is North-South, the South has governed for 18 years and the North 10. So who is in a deficit, if you want to be fair?
Yeah, but is that, I mean,
you apply it globally. Apply it globally. I'm telling you, the only party that has zoning in its constitution entrenched is the PDP. The rest don't have.
Right, but the principle, though, of zoning, do you agree with it?
I agree with the principle. In fact, I will even go further. Let me tell you what happened in the 2004, was it Constitutional Conference of Abacha. There was an argument between the late Dr. Alex Ekweme and myself in particular representing the late Shehu Yaradua group. Dr. Alex Ekweme proposed a provision in the Constitution for a rotational presidency. And I was leading the Yaradua group and I opposed it. And because we control about 60 to 70% of the delegates, late Dr. Ekweme's amendment was not through. Now, in hindsight, when I attended the funeral of late Dr. Ekweme, I admitted that I made a mistake. I should have supported Dr. Ekweme's amendment, and the presidency would have rotated to all the zones in the country. And I think That is the most equitable provision that could be, included in the Constitution.
Right. Is that
difficult? All right. So the history of zoning, the this and that is why this Egbon, Dizu, had to say that Atiku just want to fulfill one of his lifetime fantasies, to be president. By all means, he's been contesting to be president of Nigeria since 1992. At a point, he was among those who stepped down for MKO Abiola in Jos in 1993. Yeah. And then he ended up running for the Adamawa state governor in fact, it was actually Iran under this their GDM Yaradua stuff then, right? In 1995, but not for president. So in 1999, when democracy returned, he was running to be governor of Adamawa state. So Obasanjo picked him as his running mate to be vice president. And immediately, as it was reported, immediately he became vice president. The plot for him to upstage Obasanjo and become the president in 2003 was hatched, and Obasanjo got the wind of it. That led to their serious fight. Was pretty much part of what shaped, that shaped the democracy of Nigeria to this day. So Atiku had to go and run under another political party set up by Tinubu in 2007. Then in 2011, he didn't run, right? So he was back in PDP. So in 2014, after the death of Yaradua in 2010, so it was then thinking that would be the time for him, okay? Jonathan shouldn't run again. So that should be the time for him to go and complete Yaradua's time, the northern part of Nigeria's shot. When that won't happen, he decided to go and join the formation of APC, hoping at the time that he could also beat Buhari and the rest of them to this. That didn't work out. At the end of the day, he became a sacrificial lamb used by the same Buhari's government. Long story short, right? He returned back to PDP in 2019. And he ran again for the post of a president. Lost to Boko. Got rigged out, by the way. So in 2023, he came back from Dubai and he ran again on the platform of a PDP. By then, Wirewike was on board to scatter everything, which led to what they have today. Now they have formed ADC. Atiku at the age of 79 is also a top runner in securing the ticket of the ADC, the coalition party, which will make him the candidate that will run at the national election. So, tongues are wagging. So to say, let me take, I just missed the call. But there's something I want to share with you before we go to something else. But Atiku had this to say about a call and also a message for Nigerians. By the way, listen to this.
Seating him. What is the one thing President Tinubu is doing today that you would immediately reverse if you became president?
Everything is wrong with President Tinubu.
So you'd basically sweep everything aside?
Everything is wrong with President Tinubu. I mean, honestly, perhaps in my life, this is the worst administration I have seen in this country.
Again, as I said, that's just a broad term.
Yeah. I feel terribly disappointed. Are
there any specific things that you're disappointed with?
Well, I mean, you can say, okay, maybe we belong to the same age group. Perhaps the only experience he didn't have was he didn't have the federal experience like I had before him. But I thought he would do better than he is doing at the moment. Economically, otherwise, I feel disappointed.
Okay, well, let's take one thing that you mentioned there, which is the economy. Everyone agrees that Nigerians are facing severe economic hardship today. If you were in office tomorrow, what is the first decision you would take, let's say within 30 days, that would tangibly improve people's lives if you became president?
I think, I believe security, law and order is basic. Whatever you want to achieve, if you don't have security, you don't have law and order, I don't think you can implement whatever policy, whether it is job creation, whether it is infrastructure development, whether it is healthcare, whatever. You must have a secure and stable country.
Well, I think most people would agree with that. The question is, how would you have a state?
My final message to the Nigerian people is they should vote out APC if they want their future.
And if they don't?
It's going to be a disaster. I don't see the pathway to a brighter future for Nigeria in APC. Certainly not.
And of course, for you, that would be the end of the line, basically.
As God wills.
Well, on that sort of poignant philosophical note.
So Atiku is pushing the last push to save you and your future. Just actually asked him that you've been running for president for like forever. Where is that money coming from? You must be so rich. His response.
But where does all your money come from? I mean, you're said to be a pretty wealthy man.
Before I went into politics, I was already in business. I was in oil and gas logistics. I was in agriculture. I was in a number of, economic sectors of the country before I became. I virtually set up PDP. I virtually funded it. Why was I not being accused of corruption that time?
Right. So you are a very wealthy man, aren't you?
I wouldn't say a very wealthy man. I'm comfortable.
I mean, do you have the kind of wherewithal to go up against the financial arsenal of President Tinubu and the incumbent APC administration?
I don't have, but the power of the people are there. I don't have.
But Nigeria, of course, as you know, is, you talked about funding the PDP and all the rest of it. Nigeria is a money bags democracy.
Well, I mean, you believe all the money bags are in APC now? You believe? There are some that are not in the APC. They don't have sympathy for APC because APC has even made the poorer.
Right.
He's not a wealthy man. He's a comfortable man. Again, very much entitled. He didn't sound like someone who is ready to sacrifice his own personal ambition just for the common good. It doesn't look like that. That's what this segment had to say on Nigerian Info, talking about this interview you just watched.
And somebody needs to tell Atiku he would be a hero if he stood. It's the same problem Atiku has that Bola Tinubu has.
Respectfully, I mean, this may be your last realistic shot at the presidency. Does that make the stakes higher for you this time?
Certainly yes, because the stakes are higher because I believe that will be my last outing. And
so that's incontrovertibly
that's incontrovertible.
Fact. Okay.
Yes.
The same problem is my turn, a sense of entitlement. It has to be me. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. Atiku should have a candidate, a young candidate, 55. In the race, everybody will know that, there is no, okay, if you want to go by political lingo, though I don't necessarily agree with it, you will say that, okay, it was Bola Tinubu that produced Raji Fashola that we are all proud of. Who has Atiku put down in that mold that he cannot push forward?
As a protege.
As a protege. We need to tell some of these people our home truths. This is a crucial time in Nigeria. The young people are very restless. They're thinking of their future. I'm backing them to the hilt because the country belongs to them. At 80, Atiku himself at 80 is lucky to be able to walk around. He should be at home, being looked after. I mean, not sick or anything, but at 80. So it's left to Nigerians to make up their mind if they want to go down the path of always picking hospital bills of their leaders and getting very little work done. I watched Atiku yesterday on Arise. I don't know if, I think it was with Charles Aniagolu. I was highly disappointed. He could hardly answer the questions he was being asked properly. And somebody needs to.
Because he just wants to fulfill his own lifetime fantasy, one of them, fantasies, right? And that's mostly what it is for most of them. Their handlers, who are mostly young people, would rather hide behind them because when they carry out this corruption, looting of the country, they carry them out in their names. Those who are looting Nigeria today, they are looting Nigeria in the name of Tinubu. No be so. Then you get to hear that one young person is like is a multi-billionaire simply because he has this proximity to those in power. And those in power, I mean, the person in power who is already tired, weak, partially demented, not agile, not mobile in that real sense, this push and go, kick and start, all those ones. Because they just want to answer Mr. President. May everybody be running left, right, and center. Say, Mr. President, wow, driving convoy, and all this talk about I will do this, I will do that. Just need to probably look a bit deeper, then you get it. And of course, yeah, younger people are kind of like agitated. They are hoping to move away from this archaic career politician, these old relics, but somehow it will be dragged them to them. And right now, they are making their own they are making their own decisions very much clearer choice. And that is, they are part of this your coalition because they believe maybe all of you can use this for your own redemption by not playing politics, blah, blah, blah. So while they are being blackmailed or gaslighted of using emotion, politics is not about emotion. All of you should go and register to make sure that you are a delegate. All this talk on social media, and these young people are saying, we understand that those are your talking points. But here, what is at stake is so high. The stake is high. So what can these guys see? Why do you need to waste the time rather than just to declare the position and everybody start mobilizing for Obi? So they had this their chat yesterday. They were talking about instead of Atiku to making himself a candidate or so again to scatter this whole thing, scatter this momentum. Why can't he just bag Obi and Kwakwanso? So they've started different kind of social media pages named OK Movement. That is Obi Kwakwanso Movement. One of their charts.
Our grandfather run am for us. Now everywhere goes just stew. Once grandpa just run am for us, once he just come on road, we will just taste this thing. Let's taste it. There are three things not Tinubu. There are three things our grandpa will do for us. One of them is if he backs this Obi Kwakwanso ticket, right? It would give Nigerians the feeling we should have had when we actually win a war against colonial masters, because that's how Tinubu is treating us, to be very honest, right? Like this feeling of the people won against, not this scam one that APC did that everybody has seen is a scam, but a true one. That feeling of victory is one. Nigerians will say, oh, we can actually protest, we can actually demand our rights, we can actually persevere and get results. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is you bring Peter Obi into the picture and he delivers on this good governance package. Like he gives you 4 years of back-to-back good governance. Bro. I wish there is a device that I can use to record memory. I will try and like record a 3D video of the feeling I had when I was living through, Governor Alex Oti's first year in government. Like it was like the air was smelling fresh. He had not started cleaning the place yet though, but you could just feel different. You could just fucking feel different because you know that it's your vote that counted and not, OUK gave it to TLG gave it to Ipa. So like, what the fuck is that about? So there's a certain vibe it gives that you triumphed at the polls, your votes counted, and now you are living a certain reality. So again, like I said, 3 things. One of them is that, look, our grandfather Atiku backed the ticket that we wanted, and we triumphed over this demon that is ruining our lives. That feeling of victory is one. The second one is this good governance.
Like how Velele just used to dream that the begging we touch Atiku.
No, I mean, we have to try, man. We have to try. We honestly have to try. We honestly have to try. No. No. So, like I said, I don't think it has been tried when he's 80 years. I don't think he has considered that he's 80 years old. And not like I'm wishing him anything, but guys, 80 years it's not beans, man. It's not beans. It's anyway, let's keep moving. So and then the third thing, it would be for us to actually experience free and fair election. And this is why I love Pio's 4-year pledge, because he knows he's not coming for another term. Like it's going to be really beautiful to watch. Like it's going to be like where you watch beat.
Do you get that now? So they're like wrapping it that, man, it will be glorious. It will be so this, that. That seemed to be the cleanest of them all. This lady, that one is pretty much like more brutal. They said that she said a lot of things.
So I go for people or for someone I know embodies that Nigeria. I spend my time, my little resources, and everything for that person. Not for someone that is obvious, has nothing to offer. So yes, I did not bother myself tuning in to that interview. But for the snippets I saw, hey God, there was one Duke of Ife posted. The man just sat down confused. And after some time, he started like, you just see the man that, as in looking at him there, you see a man that obviously have no idea what he has gone there to do. And as for those of you Nigerian youth that are still supporting this man, I feel so sorry for you, really. And for those of you especially calling Atiku a unifier, I believe by now your heads are buried in shame. Obi went to Arise just a few days ago. He never denigrated anybody from the coalition. Despite all the questions he was asked, he went straight to the point. He was talking with confidence because he knows what he carries in the inside of him. He knows what he can deliver. And he was giving facts and figures. He was saying and how he's going to do what he intends to do. And then you, that claims to be most qualified, because maybe for Nigeria now, gray hair, now they determine who they qualified. You went and you start dividing the coalition you are saying will give you the vote that will make you president. What a unifier indeed. What a unifier indeed. Right now, to the best of every human being, dead or alive, everybody knows that the only politician in northern Nigeria that is having an organic followership right now. Is no other person than Rabiu Kwankwaso. He's the only one right now that has an organic followership in the north. You, Atiku, what do you have? Each time we talk, you always boast of the north. What have you done for the people of the north? If not for Obi, who went there to be digging boreholes for northerners, I for no ever know see human beings like me, they drink water in the name of water. And Atiku, each time you come to vie for the presidential position, despite all your money, despite being able to afford to stay in Dubai that is so expensive, your people are wallowing in abject poverty. And the little tiniest thing you can do based on your position, you are not. So I go for
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
So talking like that is more or less like the reactions between the two camps. Most of them are not even minding Amechi. Amechi that came second in the APC, Egbekegbe's primary. You know, Amechi was the one that came second to Kolu in APC. But it was, you know, least kind of like a sin enough that a lot of them didn't see that coming. Right now, Amechi himself is like lobbying left, right, and center. So the person that is now attracted, or the Obidients are attracted to, partially in the coalition now, they believe it's a Kwakwanso. And that's a problem. Because from the interview, it seemed that Atiku kind of like had thrown those guys, like he threw them under the bus, sort of, by making himself, he's the North, that those guys are relevant, by even downgrading Kwakwansop in Kano, saying, okay, we'll give that to him. But even at that, he's no longer controlling Kano, just like that anymore. You get that? But don't be surprised that if this whole thing goes left, right, and center, they may all end up having to queue behind Atiku. I don't know how the Obidients are going to react to that when that time comes. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you have experienced what, if you remember what Wike experienced, right? And this is how it's kind of like all played out. There was this impression that Atiku facilitated this coalition talk. Even though some said he is not the one, but they said, well, he facilitated this coalition talk. In fact, he was the one who brought some of those other guys who later joined from northern part of Nigeria. Something others said, no, it's not true. I don't know. But here is what Peter Obi said when he was asked that why didn't he just stay in Labour Party, build that place up, and use that platform to run in 2027 than being part of a coalition that will likely bust. Well, he said, they go after me everywhere I go. They came after me in Labour Party, and they are also coming after me in ADC. Well, maybe they won't succeed this time. So Obi, it's AIT journalist.
We want to actually understand. We want to understand if you see this political party with all the leadership crisis and everything as capable of allowing you to, seek an elective position in the next election.
Of course, yes. What we're trying to do in ATC is to bring together competences, bring together capacities, bring together people of compassion. Like you heard Maiyegun said, even if yesterday they were not part of this, they're not today part of this. To be able to ensure that the incoming government forms a government that cares for Nigeria. And that's why in my own little conversation, I use figures to enumerate their circumstances. So if you're told that it's a terrorized country,
You know our ranking yesterday, and you know our ranking today. If you're telling we are in poverty, you know our ranking yesterday, and you know where we are today. If you're told we are going through other difficulties, it's measurable. I believe that if you must tell me things are wrong, or you want to tell people things are wrong, you must show it in terms of figures.
So, Your Excellency, for all this to come true, you really need a platform. And with the leadership crisis bedeviling the party at this time, do you think it's possible?
I don't think there's leadership crisis bedeviling the party. It is being instigated in all the parties, not just this one, whether it's in PDP, in ADC, in Labour, we are left to come into this one because we're chasing me. In MPP, where Kwankwaso left, it's the same thing. They don't want opposition because they have run the country aground and want to ensure that everything collapses completely. And we cannot allow it because anarchy consumes everybody. So we need to bring back the country, unite it, ensure that the country functions for everybody. All we want in ADC is to have a country where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody. Create a level playing field, and that's what we want to do.
And Your Excellency, a lot of your teaming supporters across the country have been, willing to ask you, are you going to run as a presidential candidate on this party?
Definitely. I'm running as a presidential candidate.
So you are going to run?
And I've always said it. I will change this country.
I want to actually understand.
So he's always going to run, and not for anything else. He said he's not traveling all over the country in order to go and become a vice president to anybody. He said that. But what happened? If these guys, I don't know them, come back and say it is consensus they want to use, and this person is going to be their consensus candidate, because they're going to announce that in about 10 days, by the way. I don't know if you know that. There is still these court cases to know if INEC is going to even recognize them. We don't know that yet. But they said they're going to go ahead and do their thing. So meaning they're going to announce someone. So if they announce that someone and it's not Peter Obi, what happened? Here is what I can Okonkwo had to say. If Peter Obi should leave the ADC, the coalition, because he's not the candidate, he will conclude that he's working for Call.
Less of whether Peter Obi leaves the party or not, because there are whispers out there that he might leave.
Well, if he leaves, will he now be a mobile spotter? No, anybody, any presidential aspirant in ADC, seeing what everybody is going through in ADC, that leaves ADC for another party. One, he's a mobile spotter. Then two, he is working for Tinubu. Because if all the coalition leaders are facing through all this crisis, even with the unity, then what do you think one person can do going out? Anybody that goes out of the coalition is compromised and is working for Tinubu, whoever that person is.
Less of whether.
That is Ken Okonkwo's own summation. Right now, your ambition is not the most important thing. It is how to get Kolu out of power. But that's not logical. Ambition really supposed to really matter. I understand how complicated your politics is, so or ambition and the person with the ambition matters. So you have to actually probe them and make sure that your best is pushed forward. So if you have to push the worst, simply because it's got the clout among those who are going to make the decision, and then you get the power, what happened? The people will suffer it, just like what they are suffering right now. It is as simple as that. So somebody who is going to be in charge shouldn't be put in charge simply because the power that be or those who make these decisions decided that that is the only person who could sell. I don't know, like. But some are saying that the Ronokus are among those who are pushing for Atiku's candidacy. While Atiku's supporters are saying, the Atikulutas, right? They are saying, no, it was the obedient that are pushing, it was the Ronukus that are pushing for Obi to be candidate so that Kolu can just win easily. You see what makes it look like complex now? There are those who tell you, in all honesty, that they will prefer Peter Obi to be the candidate of this their coalition, and all these others like use their clout, use their whatever to make him the president, because they believe is practically going to do better than Kolu, starting with cutting corruption as their own argument. Now, when you now say, but what if Atiku as well says he's going to do the same thing, cuts corruption, this or that? You know, they don't really trust him, and it's not the turn of this, not yet. I said, okay, it's not only about qualification or competency. It also has this other side. The northern Nigeria would have to wait. If Atiku should be the candidate, then Tinubu is congratulated. Congratulations to him. He's going to go and do his second time. People are already saying that. And right now, everything seems to be working in Kolu's favor in the long run, until how the spillover of who becomes their candidate in the next 10, 11 days, right? How they actually handle the spillover will determine if the election is already lost before now. But to Kolu said they are trying to scare him off. But no one can scare him off. Sort of.
Hope is all about. You must give them that hope. But try as much as possible. Men and women of integrity that are here in this room, to build a Nigeria. They want to scare me off. It's a lie. I've been through this path before. And if I have to come back over and over and over again, I'll do the same thing. There is no better place than your own country. And no one can build it except you. Hope is all.
Kolu is having fun in his own way, because somehow, I won't lie to you, they believe that they have, that your 2027 elections, right, is a foregone conclusion. All these things you are seeing, they're just dramas and all that. So they have concluded how the whole thing is going to be perfected, and you know what I mean? So he's not really worried, or maybe he's not worried yet. Maybe not showing it. He's so confident in what he claimed to be doing, his reforms. Nigeria has bent the corner. Poverty is going down, insecurity is going down, people are going back to their farms. They are seeing that out. Sometimes you have to ask yourself that maybe they are, maybe is. I'm using they now, like a compound now, okay, to say all of them within that circle, they are living in an alternative kind of like universe, different from yours. Naira is strong now. There is no queue for petrol anymore. Inflation is better. Unemployment is down. The issue of insecurity is here and there, but Nigeria is winning. You get what I mean? So that interpretation, that narrative is what Kolu continue to push. And if people are uncomfortable, yeah, it's all right. Reform is not easy. Reform is not to make you comfortable. You can feel some comfortability, but listen, if he has the chance again and again, he will do it again and again and again. Now die everybody there. Call
to various comments. I'm inspired. I'm ready. I'm grateful to all of you. This is an opportunity of lifetime to break the shackle of poverty, ignorance, to put freedom in the hearts of our people, to ensure democracy survives, not the noise making, not the rascality of a street convention. We cannot submit to disobedience of a lawful order of the court. We must embrace the judiciary, whether it favors us or it doesn't. We submit to this principle of democracy, separation of power, and understanding of the dynamics of it, and the nationhood that Nigeria is. That we must build one country. There's no other way to the path that we embrace to national greatness other than build one nation, one common vision for progress, prosperity of our people. That's what we must do.
Kolu, it's about one country, one nation, about our progress of our people and prosperity of also Jama. Anyway, he was in his element. All right. So he also went on to mock Atiku on his privatization policy or something. This one is happening just like 2 hours ago or an hour ago, and they are still there inside the Astor Rock. I'm just giving you the, the neat bit from it. Called.
If you look at one of them, no one without history among these calabash. No one without history. The head was the chairman of the Privatization Council of Nigeria. In this country, one time, he privatized the steel industry in Delta. Is it working today? No. No ounce. They privatized Ajaokuta. Is it working today? No. Go on the list. They privatized another man's political party. That one saying no. Your job is done. Just let's go to the depth, the research of the details and what we promised Nigerians. And I promise I won't let you down. Thank you very much. If you look at one of them, no one without history among these calabash. No one without history. The head was the chairman of the Privatization Council of Nigeria. In this country, one time, he privatized the steel industry in Delta. Is it working today? No. No ounce. The privatizer Jakuta, is it working today? No. Go on the list. They privatize another man's political party. That one say no.
At least you can hear him speak clearly there, doing banters. Here you get. When it is campaign time now, they will turn him to Jobagogo. Suddenly he can't talk properly anymore. He can't walk properly anymore. And they will make this kind of like a Jobagogo costume for him, and then he will be acting. Do you see that? Well, if you sit him down and start asking, well, they would never do that anyway. Sit him down and start asking him questions about how he's running the contraption. All right. Or he's having a laugh. All of them, they are all having a laugh. They are having a laugh inside the asshole rock tonight. Okay. So he added this. Sorry, it was because it's a lighter mood room, and I've not gotten any calls that lasted enough for me to pick and receive here. So call.
Except you. We saw great things. We see skyscrapers. We wonder how the plane takes off and fly out from one destination to the other. These are no magic of yesterday. It is the thinker of tomorrow and the future that can elevate life, that can reform us all. And being a transformative leader that you are in a good company. Don't be afraid. I've listened to you. This economy, I didn't have to look back, because the truth is, I took over for myself. The late Buhari is me. He was a partner. And if I took over from him, is that not from myself? So, if something is wrong, fine. Live with it, correct it, move on. The life voyage is not going to be easy. And so many of you that are traveling with me, I can only stand before you and say you will not regret it. That is why we ask you to renew their hope. If they don't want to see the hope and the roads that we bridge and the children we raise and the economy we are growing, we lend them Jiggy Bola. We give them eyeglasses. I can assure you, this is whatever you say I do. But one thing that you need from me is a promise that I won't run away from the affair. With you, the deal is done. No other thing. Whatever we need to do, coordinate from the world level and build on our understanding. We act as one family. You represent a conscience. a nation that want to break the shackle of poverty, ignorance, and hopelessness. You are in a good company. That's all I can say. And all I can promise is that I won't give up. During the primary that got me here, hey, it was tough. During the general election, it was tough. Now that
Before I did my primary, the primary that brought me here, it was tough. True. The election that brought me here, it was tough. Yes. But he managed to rig himself. Now he's boldly showing all of you, telling all these party members that with all of you here, now that I am here, it's not going to be a problem anymore.
Let them come now. Hello, MG.
Baba, I'm so sorry.
The Maiyegun general of the temple. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you proper. I can hear you.
Good evening, Baba.
Yeah, good evening, MG.
Good evening,
wow. You are the current prophet of our time, is it?
Yeah, I have said all right. That well, it is Tinubu. Nigerians will understand how he managed to wriggle Lagos to where it is under his, under his stump right now. But go on.
All right, MG is free from Birmingham. MG, yeah, you know one thing, yeah. As you start this evening, did you anyway? You notice, you know that the interview of Atiku have changed the temple of the politics of the day. Do you know that?
I believe.
This is what changed. You see that interview last night? It's what even this talk Kolu is saying now. They are all in panic before, but because of that interview, they have resurrected again. There's nothing anybody can do, and he's happy for it. It's like a boast. You know, after that interview, because they all watched that interview. After that interview, they know there's nothing. Nobody is like
all this pretense will soon collapse. They are expecting that. Yeah.
It soon collapse. They already know. They already know because all these things they are afraid. If you notice in APC camp, when all this ADC thing is going, whether court case, all these things, they are all in panic. They didn't say a word. Everywhere was quiet. But immediately, Atiku made that interview yesterday. It's like, that's it. That's the end. ADC is done. You know? So, and coming for the interview of Atiku, if you see the man, the way he talk, you will know that even Kolu, you see how Kolu is, even if at all they give Atiku chance, Kolu will be far better than Atiku. Because you can see the selfishness, you can see the arrogance, you can see the emulation of his own type in that type. Like, yeah, the attitude was so bad. Even he couldn't even respect any of that coalition person. You know, they couldn't even respect any.
The way he was talking about them, it was not. Like,
oh my goodness!
Who is so humbled enough to say, "Oh, we are all in this set together." In a way that you have to respect everyone's position, but no, he said none of them can.
At least say okay. Even a child can say, okay, you know this. When we get to that bridge, we cross it. When we go to that bridge, we just hide it a bit. He's so arrogant to say like, if it's not me, it's nobody.
Like who else?
You know,
I was practically asking, who else do you think has the
same? Who else? Yeah, that's what he's saying. Who else? Obi is yeah, I give him in the south. I'm making the south as the south. Yeah, maybe one person you're talking about, they have divided his vote. Who Tambua? It's like, come on, man. The man have already destroyed the whole thing. That's why Today, this thing you said they're having a laugh in Aso Rock today, that's what brought it. Yeah, that's what brought it. After that interview yesterday, everything collapsed. They know. They already know. And you know that Atiku, nobody can convince him. You get it? Nobody can convince Atiku to step down. There's no way. And P2B, and then finally, what's going to happen? P2B is not contesting. I mean, he's not going to be in the ballot. If worse comes to worse, you know, he just allow them, even the...
What does that mean in the long run? It simply means majority of the people are just going to, like, just let the election be conducted as Tinubu and his camp want to do it without raising any wimp.
Exactly. That's what it's going to be. This guy they call Majid. He was saying nobody should blame Kolu if Nigeria turned to one state, one party state. Nobody should blame him. If ADC fucked up, they make this sorry for the effort. If ADC make mistake of what they are trying to do now, everything have collapsed.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really unfortunate.
Just not going to participate. They're just going to look away. And if
nobody gonna.
I mean, APC wants. Once people are not participating, every other thing is sorted.
It's sorted. And if you see it now, if you see the morale, a lot of people just giving it up. After that interview yesterday was a big blow. Even Charles himself, that asking that question, couldn't believe his eyes. If you watch his body language, it's like, what the hell? You know? So the man, he look at this is the person. You know what you want to do? Just all of them like Emiloko, I want to be president. Just when I'm sitting there, sarin everywhere, convoy everywhere, I don't care who is dying or who is alive. No. This is what he wants. And these guys are pushing him, these young guys, Kenneth Okonkwo, Dino, it's for their turn.
They did it with Buhari.
Yeah, it's their turn. It's their turn to start stealing like Bajame Avila and the rest of his gang. It's just their turn to start stealing and getting the money back.
And then they will
that's what it is.
Their wealth without any enterprise.
Without any enterprise.
They started no business, but they are multi-billionaires just for being.
Yeah, it's everything. Even. Yeah, I think where these guys is now, they know. This thing you're talking about, they will kill behind him. They will not, even they will kill behind him just to go and mess him up the final one. They're not gonna, one pastor and the rest. They will not even kill, even elsewhere where he is now, he'll be boiling. He will be boiling because of this attitude of Atiku. But anyway, that's Nigeria for us. Nobody gonna serve the country.
Thank you. Nobody. So is that your contribution tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to add up, And there's other things going on in the country. I don't know, but I don't want to, leave you to, overtake what you're going, saying. Because there's this thing going on about your.
Remember, it's your own saying. So if you want to probably drop anything that you think, well, it's not been discussed, but you would like us to share. You want to say something on. Use it.
All right. Okay. Okay. What do you think about this things that's going on with Showore and this VDM of the thing? This guys. What he's saying, the expose of how did Showore get the money to sponsor his kids in that kind of school?
Yeah, that's pretty much reeks of what do you call it? Ignorance. And then one more word I wanted to pick out of that. I do. I've seen a lot of those things, but to me they are just unnecessary distractions.
I know because I know the way you see things. The way sometimes, like after the effort you did to this what is it called again? Lawyer. You used to call him Oleria. You all the respect, all the effort, all the whole thing, but the guy let you down. But I know we always say when somebody is innocent, I can't defend Showore to be frank. You know what I mean? It's not I'm believing what very that one saying, but for me personally, as me, as a person,
let me even add this,
no matter what.
Let me add this. What happened is that none of what Very Dark Man is saying about Showore, that is secrets. He didn't discover anything. You understand? None of it is secret.
Yeah.
Like some may say, "Oh, I'm hearing it for the first time." Well, that's you.
For first time, yeah, that
he's picking them up in public.
Exactly. I know about the guy from
you know, creating a narrative. That's why I said it's a pure distraction in a way, but it's just not my own thinking. But it's absolute childish, ignorance, and
it's just to pop it up. But I know it's not something that you need to discuss about or anything because
we have had people who have shared houses. I don't know if you remember this. And they said APC bought these houses for Showore, only for that to end up as pure lies. Do you get that? So if somebody comes out today and says, oh yeah, Showore is working for APC, they bought houses for him. There are people who wanted those things to be true. You know, that's another problem. There are people who believe that Peter Obi is a thief, even though they don't have any evidence. So if you wake up tomorrow and say, oh, he took 160 million, they found his PA with 120 million naira cash. Are you now saying that Obi is not? There are people who wanted that to be true. You get that? There are people who wanted some certain things to be true. Showore's children, his wife, who happened to be a professor now, like she's a well-to-do American. Right? So his children, they are Americans, which means what some of the people are calculating as international student and whatever is it from Nigeria, or how much they pay in that school, doesn't really mean that they are paying that. Or however, like I said, just pure nonsense from a rotten system that allowed a civil issue to become almost a criminal, that they have to make it custodial. You see, this whole thinking comes from that rotten system in Nigeria. If not, there won't be very rotten. So that's just my own.
Anyway,
I never wanted to, to make a fuss about it.
To talk about it. It's just it's a discussion anyway. But I've given my take about Kolu and Atiku. The ADC thing is dead in arrival. Dead in arrival. I don't think they are heading anywhere.
We'll see how that, we'll see how that plays out in the long run. Sure, you get. You have a good evening, Baba.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, brother. Yeah, have a good evening. Thank you.
Nice one, So I mean, I've been seeing some of those exchanges online. As there are people who believe that, Very Dark Man shouldn't be in the position to want to ridicule Showore for whatever reasons. But ego is, is one kind of opium that if you get high on it, sometimes logic or sense won't really matter. So, and in the world that we live in today, here, hello.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. How is the family?
Well, we are surviving. I'm still here. So thank you for asking. So how is yours?
Well, I'm fine also. And the family is fine.
Thank God.
Yeah. I want to ask.
Okay.
The Atiku that wants to be from the interview he did with the Charles Anogoli. The question I want to ask is somebody who purchased a house in Maryland in the United States of America, $2.95 million, and the house he couldn't pay the property tax and all those kinds of stuff.
Right.
And the house was auctioned. How do you think he can be able to lead a contest? That alone disqualified. For me, that's what you see. You don't need to make one or two wrongs before you can predict somebody who cannot be a good leader. So these things are just out there for people to see. Not only that, for the fact that even Although Obasanjo himself has done his own, but why is it that Obasanjo is preventing Atiku? He has already given him a bad name. Enough. Even without mentioning the things he has done and so on and so forth.
I mean,
but that alone, if he mentioned it, okay, assuming he didn't mention.
Atiku sold Nigeria's national assets as scraps, and this were the assets that Atiku was aware that Nigeria actually spends so much. It's like this. Let's say Nigeria, the way they normally do their thinking, right? Let's say Nigeria just renovated the seaports now, the ports, right? Just spend about, you know, their usual billions, hundreds of billions, only for Atiku to now just sell off the port for scrap, like 500 million naira for a port that is valued at maybe 1 trillion or 1.5 trillion naira. Atiku will give it to his pals and sell them for scraps like maybe 600 million naira. That's what they did to Ajaokuta that led to this litigation that just completely ruined the opportunity of fixing that place. Ajaokuta, Obasanjo's government spent money to fix Ajaokuta, to renovate Ajaokuta. They stole the money. In anger, Obasanjo said they should list Ajaokuta as part of the properties or national asset they will sell. Atiku sold Ajaokuta like, say, people who bought it should just remove all the scrap, everything there and sell them as scraps. Right? The same thing with the Nikon Hilton Hotel. Be waiting to call that one for Abuja. So yeah. That's what I just said. Okay. If he allows Atiku to be president of Nigeria, God will not forgive him. Sort of.
Okay, let's reason together. They even selling those things as scrap. Now, if actually Nigeria is a country that the leaders want to work, let's assume, take for instance the amount you talked about, selling it off for 500 million, right? Now, if you calculate Atiku's salary when he was a governor and even president, because president's salary are stipulated. Now, if it is to be in the West, because you are not supposed to use public funds to feed and all those kinds of stuff. Even if eventually you put all the total amount of money he earned as a governor and as a vice president. Because I think even now the president's salary is not up to 2 million naira in a year, in a month. So how would you be able to provide such an amount of money in order to buy off those assets? How? Because these are simple calculations you can make. If it is here, say for instance, when I bought my car and I paid the money cash, a new vehicle, the government wrote me a letter. How did you get the money? Because in the system here, they don't expect people to buy things like that on and pay cash. They expect you to take a credit from the bank. And then you will be paying off from your salary and all those kinds of stuff.
From your income.
So, yeah, from your income. So how did the amount, like the governors now?
You're asking how did Atiku make his money? That it seems like a lot of money.
Yes, because he was asked in that interview. He said he did agriculture. He's a businessman. That is to me a sham. That you would have probed him, asked him more questions, because if it is the Western people that are,
I blame that on the Nigeria media, Nigeria journalists, because somebody wants to be president of a country, for instance, right? The media house in Nigeria should have been able to do every scrutiny. All things that is hiding, media will pay to get those information. Do you get what I mean? But Nigerian media are not like that, simply because, like every institution, they've all been compromised. Because some of the media houses are owned by politicians too. politicians who are also taking patronage from those in government. So it makes it all like, I don't know, situationship.
Yeah, I feel like what you said is right, because I feel that most of the media, even though they pretend not to, they hide a lot of information. Yeah. And even when they are going to speak, they speak diplomatically because they are waiting for money to come in from somewhere else or whatever.
Do you get that? Do you get that? So, meanwhile, breaking this big news probably makes them more credible and makes them more money, in my own opinion. You see, if it was in the US, everything you need to know about Atiku, including any child that is not legitimate child of his, any, what those people are doing in their lives, media in America will already put, for the fact that you want to be president, president of America, that means you have put yourself out for them to dig anything. Do you get what I mean? But they don't have that in Nigeria. The media in Nigeria, they will be asking questions from their guests, and they have no means of fact-checking them. Do you get what I mean? That they will say, we are asking, I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to please answer that because Nigerians are interested. What do you think about blah, 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 blah? And this politician will just say nonsense. The journalist asking the question has he's got nothing to fact-check what this guy is saying. Even if he says, I don't believe what you are saying, he's not presenting anything to say, but I have here with me this document, that document, this one came out yesterday. You know what I mean? Put it to him and say, what about that? And that's why somebody like that.
Yeah, just like, it's just like the interview that was granted to, what's his name again? Mahdi, granted to, see how he brought out his past this thing, and he was prepared for it. And they said he's setting off. What's his name? What's this man's name?
Which one?
No, what's Al Jazeera? Is it Al Jazeera?
You're talking about Bulaba, the Buala, Daniel Buala.
Daniel Buala, yeah. Daniel Buala. Yeah. So the man was just on point, and he didn't see a way to wriggle out of it, because he has all the facts and everything. That wasn't a setup. It was like real, it was like something very real. Yeah. And everybody can see it, that was a very, on the spot. He didn't see a way to escape it.
No. He was so frustrated.
Because he thought it's not a problem. It's nice the program you people are holding.
Anyway, thank you so much for calling in. Okay, enjoy the rest of the evening over there. Stay safe. Meanwhile, if we leave all these politics and go straight to others, Atiku mentioned the young politicians who are also messing things up. Now, so many people in Enugu are saying Peter Umba is actually a PR scam. Somebody who paid a lot of people to propagate how much he's doing in Enugu. Others are now saying, hey, do you know that Peter Umba campaigned for that he was going to bring water to the Enugu metropolis, and this is his third year in office, awarded multi-billionaire water project contracts, and yet still couldn't provide water. When it comes to other infrastructures like road constructions, people are already recording the poorly constructed roads. I mean, some of them were already being washed off after a single rain or a rainfall. So I'll show you this. I'll take you to Enugu, then I'll come back and I'll take more calls before we call it a night. Let's go to Enugu.
This bad road done by the administration of Peter Umba is in Ezachi community in Ugwoba. This road by the left leads to Obinofendag in Ezag local government area. Up there leads to Ugwoba girls. And as I look at the bad road done by this government, very, very bad. For the past 3 years, going to 3 years now, he has been in government. This is what he did for a community. This will lead to more than 16 or 20 communities in Ugboba, Ojiriva local government area, and in Eziago local government area. Coming down up the Udi local government area. So it's a very big shame that this kind of thing will be happening in this present world. For the past 3 years, nothing has been done here. Look, just watch. This road is not up to 3 months. Look at what rain has done, erosion has done to it. Very, very bad. Just watch. Who does this kind of a thing? This present world. Oza abroya, ya abrozo. Ito no, nke agawari Eziago local government area. Kwaza ni ime bawa inside. Side I got an Ozumoto. Nke anu agawari Ojiriva local government area to express. Etamba, bia rora ayoza ikwara ya na nkwa. Ya rora ayoza ikwara ya na nkwa. Ya abro ikwara ya na nkwa. Ya rora ayoza ikwara ya na nkwa. Watch ya. Watch. Ị na-emetụ ụzọ ụkwụ ụzọ esoro aga. Ya bụrụ ụzọ. Ya rụọra ụzọ ikwere ya na nkwa. This government ya rụọra ụzọ ikwere ya na nkwa. Ebe a bụ Eziachi, Ugboba Gas Junction in Ojiriva local government area. It leads down to
Tomorrow is here. This is one of the roads that was done by this present administration, our able Governor Peter Ndivisimba. This is in front of UNEC. Going to UNEC, sorry. New route, UNEC second gate. The gate in Canada used when at UNEC. It has been patched for the total patch. Yeah, talk about it to go down. When we are talking about low quality projects delivered by our governor, or the community also we are not hating him.
Okay, this is yet another place. This is Ugoye Catholic Church, and as you can see, this is Marukawishi Road. This is the almighty Enugu Road, where the CNG buses will be passing through on daily basis. We have a bus terminal, but we don't have roads. This is the almighty Enugu Road, the best road in Osoka. This is the situation of the road after rain. The 2 lane, this is double lane. The 2 places, there's no place to pass. This is what people pass through. This is somebody's filling station. The whole houses in this place have been overflooded. If you look at the gutter, you look at how people are now building bridges, laying blocks up to 6 feet, just to make sure that rain doesn't enter their place. Look at somebody's building. Look at the road leading to Amazon. This is Fishing Petroleum. It has closed down. This police station has closed down automatically because nobody is passing. Look at people who are falling down. And I just wonder if we have a government that is responsive to the plight of the people. All right, now, tell us what you feel about this video and tell us what you feel about the plight of Osoka people. Okay. Ebe anyị nọ na mbụ na Ihakpo Obolo, very close to Obolo Afọ. Ihe anyị na-ahụ bụ machine ka ejibesiri ya. Enugu state government, according to them, they had that no emblem. Many of these people who never know this video, I will go and show emblem some of the Okada Bagoro, and the same Enugu state government we share this emblem. So if boys boy about Shenozo, you know about a machine, the next thing in a whole egg I go back to double one side, and then in a web machine in a pack Chareba, Mundan Agano, motorcyclists in Agano. You can view all of them. Kahano, Ekbor boys to do everywhere. And I pack everybody. When you have a GD, you know, go be a 3,000 naira, and I can about machine emblem. And not that these people are going to blame. These people you are seeing here are the people who have already paid for emblem of 3,000 naira emblem and rates. But today they said the Enugu State introduced e-emblem. And nobody will pass here without registering. They have pen and paper. You pay, you go. There is no receipt. I'll show you this bike now and see the emblem in his own motorbike. Okay, I'll be going to emblem this year. You should go to emblem. This year. The emblem, you will go this year. So you will emblem this year. Let's see the emblem that's it. Here in our emblem 2026. This shoes for me shoes. But to return a Obolo today now, you have to pay another one. I paid 7,000. So this one, he said he paid for 7,000 naira.
They charge me 7,000.
Yeah, I need a motorcyclist to park. Why you going to they are parked at Tareba. Look at people. This is what we are passing through in Enugu State. This is what Peter Mba is doing. Look at people rolling people. You see them out everywhere in Enugu State. Just for your evidence, for the evidence, and for your own assessment of what is going on in Enugu State.
From Enugu, there are so many clips, so you have to see some of them. Like people, I think the people of Enugu decided to just flood the social media with what it is on ground than whatever it is their paid social media influencers are trying to push. It's all crazy, for real. And it's not different from what is also going on in Osun. Do you know that the local government, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be able to say it better than this person, all right? Watch this.
Well, when you talk about revenue generation, it almost seems like Governor Adeleke couldn't care less about the LG funds, even though the government says that, Wolewake clearly said that those funds have been released to the APC local government chairman and not
Terry, this is one of the saddest aspects of governance in Nigeria. I've never seen this kind of impunity, this kind of rule of man over the rule of law in my life. For a set of people who said they were elected. Terry, the All Progressive Congress was in government in Osun for 12 years. For 12 years, they never conducted local government election for one day. 12 years, sir. You heard me well. 12. They never conducted local government election. Until after the people of Osun State voted out Alhaji Boyega Oyetola and voted in Adeleke. In between the time of the election and the time of the swearing in, Governor Oyetola quickly just woke up and said he was going to conduct local government election in September. The Electoral Act 2022, which was the applicable law then, said he should give a notice of 360 days. He gave 60 days notice to organize an election, and 5th September for the election. He was to be, the swearing was in November. He held that election, and aggrieved political parties went to court. Adeleke never, again, that was another lie that Olioke told on this program, that Adeleke dissolved that. He never dissolved a local government. They were dissolved by the Federal High Court in Osogbo and affirmed by the Court of Appeal in Akure. Do you know what? In spite of that, today, those people that were sacked by court are being forcefully enthroned in local government administration with policemen guarding them every day to be doing the charade they are doing. I've never seen that before, and I'm actually embarrassed that can happen in Yoruba land.
But what laws are they operating and spending funds? Because I know that the State Assembly makes laws.
Yes, they disregarded the law of the State Assembly. They even disregarded the convention and party of law. I was a local government chairman. No politician signs checks. The president of Nigeria doesn't sign check. The governors don't sign check. They are the ones signing checks and taking out money. Politicians, I've never seen that before. They are directors of finance, director of personnel management, who are statutory signatories to local government account. Today in Osun, what is happening is unbelievable, and I'm embarrassed. Like I said, that this should happen in Yoruba land, and under the presidency of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a man who had fought all his life for the enthronement of rule of law, of democracy, and good governance, to look on, and people will just be sitting there. In any case, we even said, assuming without considering that they had a tenure, that tenure had purportedly even expired as far back as October of last year. Till today, they are still going to that office. Policemen will guard. Nobody comes to do business with them. They are the one. And signing out checks and paying themselves all manner of allowances and paying people all manner of money.
That they are also carrying out infrastructure projects.
It's unbelievable. Which infrastructure project? Which project? They are not doing any.
And that's so true, right? So Tinubu withheld the local government money, and they told the APC local government chairman that the court, according to that guy, right, the court threw out. So Kalu now asked them to provide their own personal bank account or something. Osun State, out of the 36 states in Nigeria, Osun State is the only state where the state governments have no clue on how local government money is being spent. They have no clue. And the local government money is being paid directly to this individual's account. So true. In Osun State right now, Adeleke is fighting for his own second term and is endorsing Tinubu for second term. the jokes write themselves, they will say. Okay. So here, talking about jokes, that these guys have turned Nigeria is like a joke now, right? Was talking the other day, talking about the failure to gather enough intel from the supposed repentant Boko Haram, repentant terrorists and all that. How could you have thousands of repentant terrorists pass through your rehabilitation program and they couldn't provide you intel that would have helped you to decimate these terrorists and the increasing terrorism? What kind of rehabilitation program is that? I mean, if taxpayers' money is being used to rehabilitate murderers, terrorists, to the point where they are now calling them clients. That's what they call them now, clients. So what is Nigeria benefiting from this? Or more or less that they don't hold Nigeria or Nigerians, rather, they don't hold Nigerians any explanation. They should just tell you, here are the 700 newly graduated Boko Haram terrorists. They call them repentant terrorists. They are now ready to be reintegrated back into the society. Just like that. Just like that.
Military does not recruit people from the Operation Safe Corridor. The military has its own process, systems, and procedure for enlisting people into the military. So this is part of the challenges Operation Safe Corridor is facing: challenge of misrepresentation, challenge of misinformation, challenge of disinformation.
Me to Kanji, where they brought us to this place. It was when I went to the court that I discovered that it was the case of the person that they were tracking that I was answering. So that was how I find myself here, sir.
Firstly, I thought maybe if I'm in outside, I don't know what may happen to me, because by virtual, I thought the case that led me to this problem is not up to the time I spent in detention. I just believe it's destiny.
Help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. You know why? Somebody said he became member of that repentant terrorist, repentant Boko Haram, because It was using the SIM card of somebody they were tracking. So he's not even a Boko Haram, but he's been presented as one of those, among those who repented and they're about to be reintegrated. Scam, man.
Shay, help us, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
It's okay. The more you look, the less you see.
The more you look, the less you see. And on that note, I am going to wrap it up and call it a night. Take a look at that QR code on your screen. Yeah, I think it's on the left side of the screen, is it? If you use the camera of your smartphone to scan that will take you straight to Maiyegun's Diary Political on YouTube. And you can subscribe. Then set your notification that you won't miss anything. Okay? And here is another widget. Okay, another one. Another QR code. This one is the Buy Me a Coffee QR code. So if you scan it, you can do that now. If you scan this, you can support Maiyegun's Diaries Political as well. So there are two different ones. So the first one, this one, takes you to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. The second one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The second one. All right, anyway, you have a good evening, okay, or a good night. So thank you so much for your time. Please like the broadcast if you haven't already. And if you joined us late, you can just move this back a bit and watch the part you missed. I'll see you again. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Political. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. mọ̀ tó dódòdó. Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.